Yes, sure. I understand there's a sign down here to the public warning if they threaten the staff that they'll be arrested and prosecuted. And that's in this office. Is that true?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Oh.
Because I wanted to take a picture of it if it was here.
I don't know of a sign like that.
Somebody said it was on someone's desk or something, so I assumed it was in the lobby. So.
Who are you, sir?
I'm a press reporter, an investigative press reporter, and I thought...
For what journal?
Mason County blog for the Soul Snatcher Productions.
Soul Snatcher?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can give you the address if you'd like to check it out sometime.
Yeah, you would have to speak with our administrator, too, to take pictures in our lobby.
No, I don't. It's open to the public.
Well, according to her, you do. So
well, she's wrong.
Okay, but
okay.
She's not in anyway, but we don't have any signs like that. So.
Okay, yeah. No, if it's an open area, it's available to be photographed. So I mean, you know, this is for the public, right? It's open normal business hours to the public.
I honestly don't know.
What did you say the sign said, sir? I know.
My understanding, the person I talked to said it warned the public that if any of the staff were threatened, that they would be arrested and prosecuted.
Well, that does say that it's a felony.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
I don't know that you can do that, though.
But
I would have to have permission for you to do that.
I'm not asking permission. I know I know where the boundaries are. So,
okay, so you're not going to take the picture, right?
I am taking the picture.
Sir, you cannot
Sir,
do
you
that.
may not do that.
Can I have your card so that I can send you to our media relations department?
Okay. Oh, just a second.
You know, this is really offensive.
You may not take our pictures.
Yeah, I can.
No, you cannot, not without my permission. That I do know, sir.
No, you're wrong.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I've spent a lot of time
you have a
studying
card?
this. And by the way, everything you say is being recorded.
That's okay. Can I have a card so I can give that to my administrator?
Why don't I give? I don't have a card, but why don't I give you the information?
Okay. And your name was?
Yeah, my name's John Smith, and they're welcome to call me.
And what's your number?
427-3599.
And you're with Mason County what?
Blog, and let me give you the address and give you the contact information. I'm sorry, what?
Is that the Progressive blog?
No, that's John Cox's blog.
And you're not a Dodge blog?
No, I don't have an Dodge blog, but I cover local events.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mason County blog, and so what's the address?
Excuse me.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's Amicus Curia,
Okay.
AMICUS,
US.
CURIA. .com/WordPress. Yeah.
Okay, that way I can give it to our media relations department.
Well, yeah. Now you get my phone number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me give you my email address too.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's pinballwiz, but it's spelled differently. Don't spell it quite like PINBALWYZ
WYZ
@yahoo.com.
at yahoo.com.
Yeah, and I appreciate that the public and even law enforcement sometimes confused about photojournalists and photographers' rights, but I'm not confused.
Okay, but we're not allowed as
you have no
employees to have our
documentation.
picture taken, though, and I don't have any. You don't have any identification on
Well,
you.
I don't need any. The press has no more rights than you do as an individual citizen.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, no, I'm not arguing either.
Okay. I can ask you to leave, or I can call the police and ask them to...
Why don't you call the police, because I'm just taking pictures.
You're disrupting the place of business.
Well, I'll keep my voice down
Okay,
low.
I'm going to ask you to leave because I have to
Say
to
it.
help, please.
Yeah, why don't I call them? Now, could I get your name?
My name is Heather.
Heather, you're violating my First Amendment rights.
I'm not violating. I have clients to help.
Okay, I'll get out of the way. Am I in your way? Go ahead. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and you can do that over on the computer. We do people between the hours of 8.
Oh, ma'am,
It's Monday through Friday.
the manager here that's not here today, could you give me your name?
Yvonne.
Yvonne Riva? Okay, do you have a local phone number here?
I guess I was able to...
Because I've tried to reach this office. Actually, I tried to call before I came down, and I wasn't able to get a hold of this office. So if you have a local phone number for the office, if you just tell it to me, I'll make a note of it.
I don't believe we have one.
We
We
do,
went
but
into that whole business.
it's on the letters.
Well, I looked. I couldn't find it on the internet or anything.
Client letters.
And your name was?
We can give him Yvonne's phone
Yeah,
number.
could I ask why you wanted to cover that sign that's posted for the public?
Because she specifically said you didn't have a right to photograph it.
But I said I did.
Well-
And why would you want to keep that a secret?
Well, why wouldn't you just go read the RCW?
Why can't I take a picture of it? Why would you want to keep that from the public view?
Because Heather said you weren't allowed to take pictures.
You think that's her purview? Do you think it's her right to deny me to take pictures in a public area?
Frankly, I don't know.
Well, I would check on that before you tell people no, because that could be a lawsuit for violating their First Amendment rights.
Well, who would you be suing?
You individually or the department?
Wow, I feel
Well, I mean, seriously.
a bit threatened.
Well, no, don't feel threatened. Just know what the law is.
Threatened to sue us personally.
I said you could be sued for violating First Amendment rights.
I think you need to come back and talk to our administrator.
Yeah, she can call me. I'm not planning on coming back, but I did plan on coming and taking that
I
picture.
really do need to help customers. so I-
Well, I didn't approach you.
Merry Christmas.
You too. Hi. This is the Division of Children and Family Services, and this is bulletproof glass, right?
I don't know.
Well, it looks like it. And
I think it's just plexiglass.
is it okay? I don't see that on all of the windows, but I see a lot of places, and I take it you work here for, yeah. And why does the office feel like it needs plexiglass or bulletproof glass between it and the public?
Because we're the CPS department.
Okay. You mean you feel like a lot of people are angry with your department?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
When their children have to be removed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Speed demon.
I'll just leave you a personal comment. I heard a quote by a lady recently at the Occupy Olympia movement. I think she said something to the effect of, one of our founding fathers stated, when the people are afraid of the government, that's tyranny. When the government's afraid of the people, that's liberty. So that's the story I'm covering while I'm here. Thanks. Yeah. Actually, I've talked to her. I want to get another picture of the sign. I don't really need her photo, so I was going to wait till she got done waiting on the customer so I can take a picture of that sign threatening people with arrest and prosecution. So, yeah. Hi, ma'am. I'm going to take a picture of that sign if you want to cover your face. Because I want to get a good shot of it. Okay, thank you. All right, go ahead. Sure, you got an office manager here?
Not today. How can we help you?
Who's in charge?
Well, there's a photo right here.
Okay, maybe I can talk to him?
What can we do for you?
Hi, you're Mr.
Raul.
Raul. My name's John. I'm with Mason County Blog, Soul Snatcher Productions. I'm investigating government agencies and reporting what I see in public areas. And I'm making a record of everything I see in here. Okay, I was just next door. One of the things that got my interest was I was told that there was a sign there that said, warned the public that any staff that were threatened that they'd be arrested and prosecuted. And so that's in the lobby. First they said there was no such sign, but then I did find it. Do you have a sign like that in here?
Well, right on the front door.
I might have missed it. No.
To that
No,
effect?
no. I'm talking about if you intimidate or harass or
Oh.
whatever, something like that. No, nothing like that.
Oh.
But let me get a picture of that anyway. Yeah, I think that's probably a given. As far as yeah, okay. Anyway, so the story I'm kind of looking for as an investigative reporter is how the government agencies relate to the public. Okay, I think one of our founding fathers said something to the effect of, when the people are afraid of the government, it's tyranny. When the government's afraid of the people, it's liberty. And I come in here and I see you've got cookies.
Yep.
And bread for people that need it.
That's right.
And I don't see any sign, although, I mean, it doesn't mean that there's
Hardly.
not a sign that there's not still the law, but I don't see a sign warning the public what's going to happen to them if they get angry with you.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have what we call, don't we have one of these?
Let me get a picture of this tree here. Okay, I'm sorry, what?
We have our code of conduct right here. We have them at our desk.
Well, okay. But that doesn't look very threatening. This other one's a very simple sign.
Yeah.
And so I assume that the office next door is managed under separate authority than yours.
Well, yeah, because they're a separate agency.
Right.
DSHS.
And again, your name was?
Raul.
Raul, okay. Do you have any opinions on why they've got, I don't see any bulletproof glass in here either. And I noticed they got bulletproof glass next door.
We just don't see any reason for it.
Okay, so
In our community, I believe it's straightforward, and they know what the business is that we conduct here, and that's to help.
and
one another.
you're to help the
Absolutely.
citizens.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's nothing threatening here.
So there's no need for bulletproof glass
I've
and
never felt that.
dire
in all the years
warnings.
I've been here. There's no need.
Okay. Oh, I want to Santa. Hi, Santa.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too. Well,
How you doing?
I like your. It looks a lot friendlier here.
Well, you know what? They say it's a time of giving, right? So
I would hope so.
spread the spirit
Yeah.
this year, so that's what
Yes.
it's all about.
Yes. Well,
Give back.
thank you.
And your name is?
My name's John Smith. I'm with the Mason County Blog. You can find that at amicuscuria.com/WordPress. My company is Soul Snatcher Productions. I'm an investigative news
Do you carry
gathering
business
service.
cards with you?
No, but I can give you my contact information if you write it
Oh,
down.
that's fine. We'll look it up.
Yeah, but you can find me online. I'm also in the phone book under Amicus Curia under paralegal, because I also, one of the hats I wear is I do bankruptcies and
Gotcha.
divorces and so forth for people
Okay.
that need paperwork. But
Very
I'm
good.
very interested in looking at, and I'm investigating Thurston County too. But I'm very interested in
Good enough.
whether government is
Okay.
being responsive.
Happy
Thank
holidays.
You. Thank you. Hi.
What's going on?
I'm covering a story
Oh,
in public area, and I guess they didn't like it up there at the.
they don't like, I guess they say there's some regulation you can't take pictures of their
No, they're
computers.
full of shit.
Well, I know you can't take out pictures of our computers because that's private information.
No, I wouldn't take a picture of computers. I've taken pictures of the public area and
I think
premise
that-
and
I
a
think that was
sign.
their opinion, though. That
Yeah. No, I wasn't. In fact, you're welcome to see the pictures when I get them developed. But
Interesting.
I'm not taking pictures of any private information. I'm really hyper aware of where the boundaries are.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they tried to cover up this sign that they posted for the public, and I said, and by the way, I'm live.
That's a big trespass.
Well, it's not for me, it's for you. So I don't get beaten or tased, hopefully. But no,
So you're just like a private contractor?
I'm a investigative photo news journalist, and my company, which I've registered with the state, is Soul Snatcher Productions. Okay, and I'm serious as a heartbeat, and I am investigating government agencies if I can see corruption or intimidation to the public. Yeah, and I simply, and then I just went into WorkSource, no problem, very friendly office. you know, and the other one, they got bulletproof glass.
Oh,
They
yeah.
got dire warnings to the public. You know, I asked them next door, I said, I don't see a sign like that in here. You know, they got cookies, they got bread for people that need bread. He said, oh, well, we don't see any need for that. You know, we're here to serve the public.
DSHS gets a lot of pissed off people in there, though. So.
I'm not pissed off.
No, they get a lot of pissed off.
No, I'm just,
I hear you.
but you know, when they start telling me where the boundaries are, and I just said, well, you're wrong. I mean,
I agree.
and
Public area, yes. You can
well, I even lecture police officers what their expectation of privacy. Like right now, I'm wired like a Christmas tree. Everything I say is being recorded. So that's
Case
what
law
that
in effect, yeah.
there is. In fact, it came out of Cedro Woolley. Guy got arrested for recording his own arrest. And what was your name?
Virgil.
John. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I live up the Skoke. I'm part of the community. I'm very interested in hyper-local events and agencies. Anyway, this guy, this maybe case was 5-10 years old, but he was, he brought out a bundle of laundry and put it on the hood of the car because he was worried about getting arrested. They did arrest him. Asked his wife to come get the laundry. The police discovered the recorder. And they arrested him and charged him because of two-party consent law. And he took it to jury trial. It was a misdemeanor, so it was district court. They convicted him, which I was disappointed. He appealed to Superior Court. They upheld the conviction. He took it to Division 1, and they said no. The police have no expectation of privacy. So
Well, we have a camera on our cars running all the time.
hey, you guys. yeah. Nobody asked my permission. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I try not to be too obnoxious. And actually, I waited till the lady left the area and took a better picture of the sign. But they were trying to cover the sign. And I'm going, why are you trying to cover the sign? Well, it's in the RCW. Yeah, but, you know, it's the notice for the public.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to hide it from public view? That's what I'm after. That's why you have this Occupy movement that's complaining that they feel there's a disconnect between the government and its responsiveness. You know, these are institutions we created as a people to serve us.
Yeah.
And so
Like I said, the only thing you can't take pictures of is those screens because they do carry information.
yeah, I wasn't even looking at any screens. And then, you know, this woman was telling me I can't take pictures up there, and she went back into the private area, and then and I asked her name, and she didn't want to give me her name. And then she pops out this other door, you know, to take my pictures. I thought that was kind of comical, so I got that. Anyway, no, I'm not here to create trouble, other than I am here to hold government agencies accountable to the people and to provide the people with a report of the right to know what's going on. And actually, that's to protect you and all of us. Yeah. How you doing?
Are we all right?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
You just take a picture for...
Yeah, I was just curious because he was over in our office asking some questions.
They were worried at DSHS. They get hyper paranoid.
Yeah.
Well, I asked him about that bulletproof window, and she says, well, we're with CPS. And I said, yeah. And so she said, well, we take people's children, you know, and they get angry, you know. Well, yeah, I can understand that. And so, it's, I think it's something that the people have to keep an eye on. If we don't keep an eye on it and exercise our rights, we'll lose them. So
all right, man. Good luck.
Yeah, I'm going, is this a government agency, Planned Parenthood?
No, they're kind of weird. They're kind of a private entity.
Well, I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go around and I'm going to talk to the, I got to see if they got a sign, you know, with dire warnings to the public. So far, the only one I've seen here on Christmas Eve, or almost Christmas Eve, is in DSHS, where the poorest of the poor, you know, got to help.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, locked. Okay. Is this the Department of Licensing? Ah. Hi, that's okay. I just want to get a picture of the door first.
Oh.
Yeah, you got a manager in the office? Would that be you? Oh, great. Hi. My name's John Smith. I'm here reporting on the local government offices. I started off with the DSHS. Oh, go ahead.
Show driver license.
Okay. Yeah. What was your name again?
Brian.
Brian. John, yeah. Bad with names. Anyway, so I was just over there, and one of the reasons I came down was I got a report from a client of mine that they had a sign there that threatened that the public, or notified the public that they'd be arrested and prosecuted if they intimidated or threatened any of the officials in there.
We did have those a long time ago.
Did you hear in this office?
But we got rid of them.
Okay, and why did you get rid of them?
Well, because for one thing, all it did for the few people who noticed it was just make people angry.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, calling the police to unravel a hostage client to me is a concession of defeat. I would much rather try to get the guy calmed down and do something than call the police. It's like a dead end. That's generally the philosophy.
I don't see any bulletproof or plexiglass windows in here either.
We're vulnerable.
Okay, so but I assume that you don't feel they're needed.
I'm not saying that, but
Okay.
I mean, to me, that approach works better than immediately threatening people.
Okay.
Because, you know, a lot of people, they don't care about authority. If you say you're going to call the police, you're going to say, who cares?
Well, some people would, yeah.
No, there's no point in it.
But it sort of creates a us psychology immediately, whereas these agencies are instruments of the government that we have created as a people to serve us, ideally.
And that is exactly what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, there was a lady down at the Occupy Olympia movement who quoted, I think it was Benjamin Franklin, but I liked the quote. It was one of our founding fathers, of course, said, when the people are afraid of the government, that's tyranny. When the government is afraid of the people, that's liberty. So here it is on the eve of Christmas, and I went next door to the work resource. They have cookies. They have loaves of bread for people that need them. They have eggnog there. There's a Christmas tree. There's no bulletproof glass. There's no dryer
My name is
ones.
Emma.
I asked
This
the
is Adam.
gentleman why they didn't have any. He said
We
he didn't
are
think they were
called
necessary.
Anybody's Game.
So,
We've got
so I'm very interested
CDs
in
for
some
sale
of these
here.
government agencies
You can
having
find us online
kind of a
at
bunker mentality.
facebook.com/anybody'sgame. Here's a song called Winter Winds by Mumford & Sons.
Well, it sounds like maybe this is a different under a different authority, and I do approve. I think
As the winter winds, you're alone with lonely
our
hearts.
country and
All the warmth in your eyes, let me into your arms. Was it love or fear from home that led us through
well,
the night?
I'm glad I got a chance to
For every
learn
kiss,
kind of sort
your
of contrast
beauty
between
trumps my
what is in
doubt.
some places and what is in the
And my head
constable
told
and
my
other
heart,
agencies. And I appreciate your candor and Merry Christmas.
And my heart told my head, this time no, this time no. We'll be washed and buried one day, my girl. And the time we were given will be left for the world. The flesh that lived and loved will be eaten by plague. So let the memories be good for those who stay. Hey.
Productions.